Hey everyone, welcome back from international break. Hope you enjoyed the little bit of a break from the stress of making transfers and updating your team for Serie A fantasy. But finally, we are back, and I'm happy about it. I did make one video over the break, just explaining how to deal with some of the challenges of handling other competitions, whether that be players on international break or playing in European competitions like Champions League, Europa League, and CONCACAF League, as well as some of the competitions that may occur throughout the season, such as the Supercoppa and Coppa Italia. But today is the team selection for game week 4, the last game week before we start seeing price changes impact the prices of players as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to get into what I am thinking for this week. Um, I have not spent my transfer yet. First yet, I am thinking I'm going to do it live right now with you. And I have gone back and forth a couple times. There were times where I was thinking that I was just going to bank the transfer. Um, but right now, I do think I am going to use both, especially as price changes are going to be occurring. And I think I am going to go out with Leao and out with Ebosele. And I am going to be bringing in Di Lorenzo, and he's a defender. And I do think I'm going to be bringing in, where are we here? Ederson from Atalanta. And Ederson, he does kind of play a more defensive role. He may obviously he's the top midfielder as far as points right now. I'm not anticipating that keeps up for the rest of the season. But he is performing well right now. He did not play anything in the international break, so he should be fresh. And I find that the midfield is where we're getting the least amount of points right now. I think the heavy hitters are having your big name defensemen, and bring in Di Lorenzo. I'm going to have Danilo, DeMarco, Di Lorenzo, consistent Milan playing wing back that can also get assists. Spinazzola is my up in the air one right now. And I know in my last team selection video, I was wondering whether I was going to be keeping Spinazzola. The Roma fixtures are really good right now. Spinazzola didn't really get time over the international break, so hopefully they turn to him. Mancini got injured over the international break. Now he's more central, while Spinazzola is more on the wing. But hopefully like that might not impact Spinazzola's minutes at all, but could potentially hinder the Roma defense a bit. Maybe being more susceptible to goals, but they do have really good fixtures right now. And he did score in his last game despite coming off the bench, so I'm going to give him a bit of a chance. But I think you can afford to keep your midfield relatively cheap right now. Nico Gonzalez performing well. Strefezzo is on penalties for Lecce, even though coming off the bench. Candreva still has some good fixtures. Ederson's the top one right now. Tovan's been a little disappointing based on his role, but he can be benched if need be. And then you got your heavy hitting attackers right now as well, Osimhen and Immobile. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make that transfer right now live for you. I do have 2 free transfers, so this will not cost me anything. I'm gonna have 4 million in the budget, which will allow me to upgrade Juric at some point to someone like Giroud, um, or someone else. And now I'm going to go set my team and quickly go over it with you. So up into the next round now, I'm definitely going to be probably playing a 4-4-2. Di Lorenzo will still go in for Calabria. Nico Gonzalez. I probably want to play him. But I do want Doven against Cagliari. So hold on here a second. This is the problem with doing it live. Now I got to set my team without fully thinking it through. Um, do I sit Immobile? That's the question. Do I sit Immobile against Juve? Hard one to call here. I will. Yikes. Sorry for the delay here. Okay, I am going to make my decision. At least there. He'd definitely be my first bench player. Do I also put, oh my gosh. Okay. I am going to line up with Gonzalez on the bench right now against Atalanta. That may really come back to bite me. I am really gonna have to think about that, and I will update my Twitter if I make the switch and put Nico Gonzalez in. I think if I were to make the switch, I would switch out Immobile and make this a 4-5-1. Um, I'm going to, although Inter has a really tough fixture right now, I'm going to stick with DeMarco and Samara because now I can fully invest in them. It won't be contradictory because I have Calabria on the bench and I got rid of Leao. I do understand Leao can be a streaky player and did well in his last match, but I think you can get cheap midfield points right now, and I'd like to use that money elsewhere. So it could come back to bite me. People that keep Leao may be in a lot of points in the next couple of weeks, and I may be missing out on them. But I do think that is the right call that I've gone with, and I am absolutely certain Di Lorenzo will be going up in price uh, after this week. So I think I'm going to get him now before the price rise begins. The other, so now my defense is Danilo, Spinazzola, Di Marco, and Di Lorenzo with Calabria on the bench for defenders. I have Kandreva, Ederson, Strafezza, and Toven in my midfield. Maybe I should make that switch from Toven to Nico Gonzalez. He's my best midfielder, I'd say, out of the five, but I have him on the bench right now based on the fixture. So that could come back to bite me. And Osimhen, Immobile up front. Immobile did score for Italy over the break, but then got benched in the second game. I do think in this case now, I'm gonna start. I might, especially after what happened with Danilo. I feel like I'm going to be backing Di Lorenzo over Osimhen right now. I do think a good fixture against Genoa, Di Lorenzo can keep the clean sheet, or Napoli themselves can keep the clean sheet. He has been playing 90 minutes, and he's been getting attacking returns. I'm gonna put the vice captaincy on Osimhen. One thing I am worried about is something to keep in mind. Sorry, that's my dog in the background. One thing to keep in mind is that we do so players like Di Lorenzo did play both games for Italy and have a Champions League fixture. So while so far they've seemed pretty fixture proof and starting every match, there is a possibility that yeah, they might um get that right now, or sorry, be rotated. It is a possibility. So just something to be aware of, which makes me maybe I should pick Osimhen. But I think I'm gonna go with Di Lorenzo for my captaincy. And start backing defenders for captaincy, maybe more than attackers. So that's something I'm going to try this week. I am still curious as to if I should start Turati based on the fixtures that both my keepers have. And Turati has been a good keeper so far, points wise. I could see him going up in value. But I just because I don't have any AC Milan players going, I feel comfortable backing and hoping for Inter to get the clean sheet, especially because Inter hasn't allowed any goals so far. Some things to note over the international break. Giroud did get subbed off quite early in a game with France with an injury. It came out them saying that it wasn't really a bad injury, but then he didn't play in the friendly against Germany. They did say that they are hopeful for him to return for the Milan derby, which is probably why he didn't get any time in the friendly, and they're saving him for this game. Nations will try to keep good faith with the clubs like that and not put the player in jeopardy. Mancini got injured in the first game, did not play in the second game as well, and that was a big game for Italy. So I'm sure that he was actually injured there. Not sure how long that is. At some point, I heard Teo Hernandez was not practicing with the AC Milan squad again, but he's not flagged in Serie A right now. And I think those are the big news ones as of right now. Can't think of any others right now. Other than that, let me know what your plans are coming out of international break. I think I'm set up quite well, hoping for another good week and another green arrow and getting closer to the top of our league and the overall league. Uh, Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's keep lots of questions and statements in the comments, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.